Close your eyes. Go back to a time when your life seemed effortless, if only for a moment. Recall how good it felt to be free, to be calm, knowing that your only job in the moment was to be present. Keep this bliss in your mind and let me tell you a story. Let me start by saying that an adventure like ours to the Yuba River is seldom accurately represented using simple English. It is much more complex, more unique than words could ever describe. I am still struggling to convey my vast amount of emotional fluctuation and growth that occurred while we ventured from the water to the meeting office of the YCWA to the miraculous landscape of the mighty tribe. But I can say that our journey changed me and my outlook on life. When I ventured down to the van at 6 a.m., I was expecting 2 days of cold weather, fish smell, boring meetings, and a slight chance of confrontation. But I couldn't have been more wrong. The day started with simple laughter and thoughts on the hours ahead. We were all scared, but feeling strangely adventurous, knowing that the next few days were ours to mold. We became the scientists looking for a cure, the rock climber searching for the next peak, or simply the visual learner finally able to break free from curriculum. This was our chance to learn something new, and we had hundreds of different resources at our fingertips. We made it to the river sometime late morning, all eager to get on the boat and witness what we had been learning about in class for the past couple of weeks. It was hands-on education at its finest, and it was only going to get better. Pause. Breathe in, and let my words be more than simple sentences coming together. Let the power of the unknown fill your mind with light, like it did with mine on that sunny day. Find ease. The water had a clearness almost more shocking than its chill. We floated down the river slowly, making sure to spot every new aspect of this incredible ecosystem. Did you know female salmon nearly kill themselves to try to make a safe home for their delicate eggs? That they can lift 5-pound rocks and scrub dirt, all without limbs? Love takes a whole new meaning with these girls, stopping at nothing to give their children the best future possible. This is when I began to wonder why this had never changed. Why had the salmon population never found a way to change their system, to preserve the life of a mother or even increase population? But I realized I was thinking like some pampered being, always questioning inconvenience. If salmon could speak, I have a good feeling they would simply say, "We do what's called upon us. We don't question or complain, and when it's our turn to swim upriver, we do it gladly, knowing that our mother did this journey for us, and that our community is counting on us." Pause. Breathe again. Before the gold rush of 1840, the Yuba River supported nearly 15% of all returning salmon in California. Nearly 2 million salmon would venture upstream to the Sacramento watershed and branch off into the Yuba and lay or fertilize eggs. Today, the Yuba River sees about 4,000 returning adults. Take the entire Athenian body, staff, and administration. Now you come to school the next day and find you're the only one left. Now imagine trying to survive and to learn to carry on the Athenian name all on your own. That's what the California salmon felt after suffering dam blockage, mining debris, and countless collapsed sections of the river. My time on the river seemed short, but I walked away with more knowledge than I had capacity for and a better understanding of life. I kept the salmon in mind when we stopped at the South Yuba River Bridge. We all decided to jump in, but more than just wanting to be adventurous, we wanted to be closer to the salmon we had grown to love. The cold rush and struggle to breathe seemed all too fitting. We had made a sacrifice. We sacrificed our comfort, our warmth, and our bodies for a chance to be a part of something greater. We spent the night enjoying each other's company, and for the first time I felt part of a real Athenian community. The next morning we headed off to the home of the Maidu tribe, who were infamous around the Yuba area. We met a humble man named Grayson, who spoke softly, yet was still very intimidating. Grayson told us the story of the calling back the salmon, which became my favorite part of the trip. Pause. Now think about a moment you truly felt happy about something. Maybe it came just at the right time. Maybe too late. Breathe. Since the Maidu began hunting salmon hundreds of years ago, they have felt it necessary to give something in return. The Maidu took it upon themselves to make sure the water was in perfect condition when the salmon would swim home to reproduce. It was important that the salmon know that the Maidu would never kill another living thing without a fair agreement of trade. When the first salmon reaches the Maidu, they promptly kill it and feed it to the elders, letting the salmon know that the water is safe, and that in return the salmon will give them their flesh. Grayson had such an elegant way of explaining this process that it was one of the few things in life that made complete sense. Pause. Make sure this makes sense to you. Breathe. However, the Maidu stopped the ceremony for 150 years while the gold rush was increasing. Grayson explained that it was because he had failed in providing the salmon with a safe place to live, and it would be barbaric for them to hunt under the circumstances. Grayson said something that really stood out to me. He said, "Nature is an incredible thing. You don't need to fix it. You just need to let it be. It will heal itself with time." Whenever I get down, I think back to Grayson and I remember that with time, anything will heal. Without even knowing it, he taught me to pick myself up, to know that though today may be hard, tomorrow will be one step closer to repair. We ended our trip with an anti-boom. We sat in a huge room with an unnecessary fish tank and juice boxes to keep us happy, which we unanimously would have given up for the river. It was hard to listen to him give facts about things that had come to mean so much to us, but it was harder to grasp that most likely he had never been on the river himself. He didn't know how special it was to be out there, just enjoying everything nature has to offer, and he was standing there passing judgment like he knew both sides of the story. Pause. Let go of any tension you have. Breathe. All in all, the trip was an incredible experience. I learned about myself, my values, and my goals. Learning around people like my classmates only makes me work harder to challenge myself to reach my full potential. Gandhi once said, "Everything you do in life will be insignificant, but it's very important that you do it." Each salmon coming up the river is ready to do their part and leave their home a better place. No one could recognize each salmon one by one, but it is clear that every single time a salmon is blocked by a dam, killed in the rubble, or fished out too early, we are losing our chances to fix a damaged system, to join together to help restore our world.